7-7 the score. Sapulpa to get the ball. And here we go again. This is a good game.
It's going to be a great game this evening. You got two good defenses, but offenses that are capable of scoring at any time. And Broken Arrow on that last drive showed you the strength of their deep offense, the strong line, good blocking, and Tolles just doing the job at quarterback, hitting his receivers with the short passes and able to run the option also to keep that defense, back on their heels.
Now Bresnahan kicked the extra point, but Nathan Burke will handle the kickoff chores for the Broken Arrow Tigers. Corey Williams back deep, wide receiver, back deep for Sapulpa. Burke says, "I'm ready." And Burke's kick is a pretty good one. They tried to kick it away, however. It appeared they tried to kick it away from Corey Williams. And up the middle, and he may go all the way. One man to beat. And down to the 48-yard line. Great run in there by number 7, Russell Green. I'm sorry. Got the wrong player. Okay, Oates was the returnee, and here's the run back.
Well, Broken Arrow trying to kick it in the corner there, away from number 9 Corey Williams, and Oates does a great job bringing it up the middle, good blocking, and sees tackle from behind. But I don't think the Broken Arrow will try to kick it away from the middle man next time.
Oates is not listed on the 2-deep depth chart, but by golly, he is now. Great run back and nearly took it all the way. Not much up the middle that time, gain of a couple.
Well, I'm sure that they saw some things in Corey Williams from last year that they didn't want to get him the ball, and that's why they tried to kick it away from him. But Keonta Oates showed that he's got some good speed, a 6 foot, 145-pound senior wide receiver.
Well, both teams have interesting situations when it comes to speed. Corey Williams, who's another speedster, is flanked out right, and they kicked away from him, Broken Arrow did, on that kickoff. Everyone else in tight. And delay a game timeout, something's going on.
We'll look for referee Dave Thomas's signal down there.
It's going to be a 5-yarder.
Equipment violation.
Okay. I think that was an equipment violation call.
They didn't have their chin strap snapped. Isn't that a rule now? You have to snap your chin strap? I think it is. I don't know. Anyway, cost them 5. Second down and 13. Corey Williams, wide right. Quick out to Williams. He's there, has it, and gains about 8 on the play out to the 50. That'll leave about 6 more to go for first down. So it brings up a 3rd down and 6 for the Chieftains.
One of the toughest passes to throw, J.R. Roman, you can see here, a short drop, receiver just going to the sideline, and he has to throw it hard to get it there. Number 9, Corey Williams, open, but the defenders close in quick, but enough for a nice gain, about 10 yards.
Sapulpa with a split end in there, 89. Eric Hall. Oh, nice gainer. That's what you like to see, that 2nd, 3rd, and 4th efforts all the way down to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, but look at the first effort by that offensive line. I just saw some Broken Arrow defenders look like they were on skates going backwards.
You would notice that.
Well, it looked like number 66, Joe Barnes, and I think 77, Mark Wheaton, just blew back that middle of the Broken Arrow defense.
In case you don't know it here, my compadre in announcing is an ex-pro lineman, so he has an eye for those big guys up front, and that's good. You should, because they make things happen. Without a line, you're not going to move the ball, right, Steve?
Yeah, there you go again. They've got another great surge by that Sapulpa offensive line and give the running back a lot of room.
Sapulpa does not have a big size advantage in the line, so it's not that. They're just they're playing a whale of a game right now, the guys up front. Well, 2nd down and 3.
Barnes at number 66 is about 230. Wheaton's about 245. They're not small guys, but they're not as big as some of the players that line up on the Broken Arrow side of the offensive line.
J.R. Romine has Eric Hall in motion. Romine rolls left, and Romine with a good gainer and nearly squirted out of there, but he still gets about 8 yards. All the way down to the 22-yard line.
Well, now we're seeing the same thing that Broken Arrow, when they went down, they were controlling the line of scrimmage. This time we can see that Sapulpa, their line stepping up to the challenge. You can see the surge by the offensive line, number 66, 77, also number 52, Kia Smith, the center, doing a great job out there.
Tell you what, high school football doesn't get any better than this. Both teams have been able to move the ball. Both teams have good speed. Both teams can throw. Both teams can run. Both teams are pretty adept at most everything on the football field, and so that creates an excellent contest here tonight. And crossing the 20 down to the 19 goes Sapulpa, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 7.
Number 44, Scooter Hamilton, trying to go a little bit wide, outside off tackle, and not a whole lot of daylight. Broken Arrow outside linebacker, defensive end, able to stuff him there for just a short gain. Nevertheless, it is a nice drive that Sapulpa's mounting here.
Romine calling the shots, as he has from the beginning. Remember, this is his first game as a quarterback. He was a wide receiver last year. And they had an open man, but he missed him. The pass was thrown to Corley Blazanson. Corley was open, but I think they might have miscombobulated on the pattern.
Looked like a little bit of communication problem. Blazanson looking inside, going more towards the post, and Romine throwing it out towards the corner of the end zone.
Zach Morrow and Rocky Smith have checked in at wide receiver. We've got a 3rd and 7, but a timeout has been called by Sapulpa. It appeared there might have been a little bit of confusion there, and Sapulpa doesn't want to waste any opportunities. 5 minutes, 27 seconds to go here in the second quarter of play, and a tie score. Fiercely fought high school football game coming to you from Sapulpa. Be sure and tune in to TV 47 Cable Channel 7 for our Southeastern Conference Game of the Week. Tomorrow's matchup is Southern Mississippi versus Alabama. Tomorrow at 11:30 on TV 47, Cable Channel 7. Notice that Steve August has brought his rule book with him here tonight, so when Steve speaks, you can count on factual comments.
Well, the play, the penalty we saw earlier where the official goes to the back of his head is a failure to wear the required equipment. We don't know exactly what equipment, but it was probably a chin strap.
And you just rarely see that call. That's why we didn't catch it. Well, they went from the 11 to the 18 to go in the first half of play. In motion was Justin Ross. Straight, got him a screen pass on the left side, and this one's not going anywhere as Zach Morrow's blocking kind of disappeared.
Well, that's the same that's the same pass play they ran to score their touchdown going the other way earlier, and that time there was no place to run. The defenders ready for that play, and they snuffed it out pretty good.
They need a big one here. It's a 3rd and 21, and they're going for the field goal.
Coach Ron Marvel
patrolling the sideline. Kick is up, has the distance. It's no good, just off to the left. So, Broken Arrow will take over. I said it has the distance, and it did, but not by much.
Looks like it fell underneath the crossbar, fell into the middle of the end zone, so it was just slightly short, but it did look like it was far right, so at least you're a half right on that, Alan.
Well, like I said, we'll count on you for all sorts of factual information as Broken Arrow takes over with the 1st and 10 on their 20.
There's the Broken Arrow Band, one of the biggest bands in the state.
And, pretty talented group also. Long toss of a penalty flag, and let's see what this one will be.
Probably a holding on the defensive secondary. Their cornerback holding up their wide receiver. Nobody was in the area where Tolles threw the ball.
You know, on that field goal attempt, we do have a southerly breeze, and I think that
the flag is blowing.
I think that wind kind of held it up, and it may have been a tad short. It's really hard to see from here.
Offensive interference on the defense, and Broken Arrow will get a 1st down on this penalty.
Okay, so BA gets a free gift on a silver platter, takes the ball to the 35. It's a 1st down and 10. we still have a tie game. It's 7-all. Both these talented teams in their first game of the season. Broken Arrow coming in after a 9-3 season last year. Sapulpa 7-4 last year. Both teams returned a lot of players and lots of talent on the field. We promised a good one, and you're getting it on TV 47 Sports. Up the middle, gain of about 5. That's Adam Pierce.
Adam Pierce on the carry. Tackled by Sapulpa's Scooter Hamilton.
Let's go down to Jeff. He's got an injury report along the sideline. Jeff, what's going on?
Second down and 5 on the
I mentioned a few minutes ago the injury to Steve Prey. He is back in the ball game for a few plays, but the pain in his left ankle has moved down toward his foot. Now they think he might have a little more severe injury. He's gone into the locker room, will be looked at by the team doctor. Probably will not return to the action tonight. Back to the booth.
Second down and 5, and Tolles hands off to his running back, or tailback, Mark Bresnahan, and not much this time. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, Broken Arrow trying to pick up where they left off previous time. They had the ball dominating the line of scrimmage, trying to establish a running game. Start off with the trap play on the first play, and that time try outside and only get about 5 yards in 2 plays. Not very productive.
Crucial third down with 3 minutes 20 seconds to go in the first half. Tolles right side. Nice move. If he'd have kept going straight, he would have had the first down, but he juked back to try to put a move on, and he gave away the first down, and that'll bring up a 4th and 1.
Well, that's just a matter of not being aware of where that first down marker is. Jeremy Tolles looking for the big play. Does a great job here to spin away from the first defender. And right now he's right at the first down marker there on the, if he goes to the 45-yard line and tries to pick up some extra yards out of it and loses about 2, they'll be short. Well, they get shown about 4th and 1, 4th and 2.
Interesting call coming up as to whether or not they will go ahead and try to get a first down. I would be very surprised if they did.
Well, there's still a lot of time left here in this half.
2 minutes and 32 seconds to go on the half.
They're going to go with the delay of the game and punt it.
Okay, they just wanted to run the clock down. Coming up at halftime, Jeff, who's down on the sideline, will have an interview with Mark Rogers of the Oklahoma Pigskin Preview, and that will be interesting, I'm sure. Coming up at the half of this fiercely contested high school game. This is good stuff. This is really a good contest from Sapulpa tonight. 7-7 the score at the moment. We'll get a punt from the Broken Arrow Tigers.
For the Chieftains.
Pretty good foot. Received by Zach Morrow. Morrow catches it on the 1-hop. And not much running room. A swarm of Broken Arrow Tigers down there. Morrow nearly got away from them, but there were about 8 Tigers within 10 yards of him, and Morrow just had too much to overcome. There's 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the first half as the Sapulpa Chieftains take over on their own 14-yard line.
There's Coach Marvel given instructions to send in a play for the Sapulpa Chieftains, and J.R. Romine has about a little over 2 minutes here to try to direct the drive. It might have to go into the hurry-up offense and go without a huddle.
As much speed as both offenses have, with this much time on the clock, either team can certainly score. There's the big playmaker on both teams, and more than one. Up the middle, and
well, look at that line push.
Look at that line. You're right.
They're not going to blow the whistle either.
They just let them go. That's a very unusual play
you don't see that too
there.
often. Usually when you see a stalemate, of course it wasn't a stalemate. The offensive line had the surge and they kept going with it.
Yeah, they did. They gained at least an extra 6 yards after the running back was held up.
Some of the guys up front for Sapulpa are just doing the job here. Danny Wheaton, we saw number 70. I believe Mark Wheaton's also out there, 77. Travis Bolden, 76. Joe Barnes and Kia Smith.
They're going to measure for the first down. Can't tell from here other than that it is very close. And we're running out of time in the first half, so this measurement's pretty important. They already put a 1st and 10 on the scoreboard, and the clock operator knew his stuff.
Well, they're going to have to mix in a few passes here unless they can break some big running plays, but generally when you got to go, they've had about 85 yards to go.
Yeah, right.
They're going to have to do more than just run it up the middle and around the end.
2 minutes and 6 seconds. Coming out here to the right is Mr. Speed, Corey Williams. Williams, the only wideout. There's the snap. Romine. Oh, what an athlete. What an athlete. Gains about 13. J.R. Romine really showing some class out there on the football field.
Well, and I may have to eat my words. I said you have to throw the ball a little bit here with that kind of distance to go, but Romine does a good job. Great block in there. You can see one of the Sapulpa players knock down the defensive end, and Romine does a great job getting upfield, picking up another first down.
That's a good example of what Rick Jones was talking about with us privately prior to the game. He was very, very concerned about Romine's speed.
He had 3 points he made: the kicking game, controlled totals, and turnovers. And controlled totals is probably one of the biggest ones of the night.
Williams and Morrow out right. Romine looking for one of them. There's the deep ball, but it's overthrown as Morrow held up a little longer than Romine thought he was going to, I believe. Had Romine held on to the ball another second or two, I think we might have had a much better chance of a completion there.
Yeah, and I said Romine. Both coaches said you got to stop the quarterback. Right. So Coach Marvel says we got to stop Tolles. Coach Jones says we've got to stop Romine. Right here, Romine trying to air it up out the sideline. Great catch by one of the coaches on the sideline, looks like.
Well, both coaches have similar philosophies in regard to their QB. They want a great athlete in there, and both these athletic quarterbacks are quite similar in the way they handle themselves on the field. 2nd and 10. Romine running out of time, 1:21. There's the flags, and offside on somebody.
Well, both looked like both an offense and a defensive guy jumped. The defensive guy came across one of the offensive, I think, right tackle, flinched, and they'll give it to the offense.
Yep, it's that. All it takes is just that little flinch if you're on the offensive side.
And they're saying that he drew the defensive guy off.
You never did that, did you?
No, never.
Never had any offside penalty?
As my coach would say, hold your water, hold your water. Or if you're jumping off sides, you always say you're shooting those buggy washers.
2nd down and 15 yards to go here with 1:21 on the clock. Williams split right. Romine, the junior QB, once again playing his first game as a quarterback. He was a wide receiver last year. Not much of a gain up the middle.
Well, number 32, Justin Ross, just lets his feet slide out from under him. I really didn't notice the field being wet at all, and looked like it's pretty thick, good grass. Hadn't had a lot of play so far this year.
Yeah, the field is in excellent condition.
Sometimes when those running backs, receivers try to start making those sharp cuts, they get on the side of their shoes and just slips right out from under them.
Clock is running. Ron Marvel is an excellent sideline pacer. he goes up and down the sideline as he thinks. Some coaches are that way, and some coaches will just wear out a little 3-foot square clump of grass and stay in the same spot.
He covers a lot of territory. This time he's going to cover more because it looked like a delay of game by the Sapulpa offense, just not getting up there and getting the ball off in time. You don't like to see that.
Well, we've got a 3rd down and 20 here. There's only 34 seconds left on the clock. So if Sapulpa is going to do something, they obviously need that great big one, and they've done it once before. So we'll see if they can do it here in the waning seconds of the first half. Way out left is Corey Williams. Romine. He's going to run it. Little coming across the grain, and Romine has a couple to beat. And he almost does, but he fumbled, and it's recovered by Williams. So there's the big gainer. Clock is ticking. Well, they stopped the clock. 21 seconds on the clock, and a huge gain by J.R. Romine.
Here it is here. And what do? They go with the option to the left, and watch this cutback. Broken Arrow over pursues to the left side, and Romine does a great job cutting back, coming down that right sideline. And right here, he could step out of bounds and stop the clock, but he doesn't choose to do that. The clock does start up again.
Well, there's a miscue there because they wasted 5 seconds. They started the clock, and they called timeout with 16 seconds left. They could have done it earlier than that. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. Score is tied at 7-all, and we'll see what happens here.
Sit back and get ready for your television to explode. It's Southeastern Conference football, and it's back for another high-flying, bone-crunching season. Don't miss a single minute as teams from the premier conference in the country battle for a trip to Atlanta. Who will emerge as champion? Will it be Tennessee or Florida? How about Alabama or Auburn? It's a toss-up, but you can catch all of the action right here, Saturdays beginning September 7th.
Right here on TV 47, Cable Channel 7.
Romine looking for the big play. Straight back to throw. Over the middle, he's open, and a pass completion down to the 8-yard line, and timeout has been called. It's another first down to the 8. Receiving end is Corey Williams. Williams went up and held on. He was clobbered right after he caught that. Another timeout has been called by Sapulpa with 11 seconds on the clock. Tie score, Sapulpa driving.
Well, it's a great drive by Sapulpa here. You didn't think when they started out and they had the running plays and around 2 minutes to go, didn't think they'd be able to get downfield running the ball, and they've got down here. That's the first pass play they've completed in this series. And a timeout here to look at your options. You got 11 seconds left. You've got about 9 yards to go, and generally what I think would be the best play is to do a rollout, check some options throwing the ball. You can probably get 2 plays off if you just throw it into the end zone. Romine's good when he's rolling out, so he would have the option to run it to the sideline.
I like the rollout with Romine.
Yeah, well, both of these quarterbacks, you're going to see that a lot. They're great runners, and you get them outside, you spread the defense out, and let your, hopefully, receivers find a slot in there and sit down and throw it to them in the end zone.
A Romine rollout is our guess what will be our next play.
You can see they're over here on the right hash, and he's got a lot of room to run over to the left. The only thing is he is a right-handed quarterback, and that would be a tough throw.
Score is tied, 11 seconds on the clock. 2 receivers split right. J.R. Romine of Sapulpa calls the shots, fakes the pitch back, looks deep in the end zone. His man's wide open, and he overthrew him just barely, but he overthrew him.
Number 88 does a good job.
Travis Spurlock, the senior tight end, was open, and the throw is a little long.
You can see right here that Romine has a lot of time to sit back there and throws it real high up over the top, and Spurlock just not there. A little bit too far, but he was wide open.
And 6 seconds on the clock, 2nd down and 9. Actually, the possibility to get 2 more plays here.
If they throw a quick pass, they really can get another play in.
If it happened to be incomplete, another pass into the end zone might be the ticket. And
Perfect.
This one works. Perfect pass. Romine with a strike. Touchdown, Sapulpa.
Well, the thing on that play, you could see there was a wide lane for Romine to throw it. You wonder where the linebackers are. You can see right here as he drops back, good fake run, but there's no linebackers in there to try to, make him throw the ball over him. Defenders are behind him.
Penalty. Sapulpa very upset. Ron Marvel getting the news from the official. And there was a penalty on the play.
Wait for...
We never saw it.
Referee Dave Thomas will signal what...
Almost like it was a delayed call.
Offense, yeah. Delay a game on the offense.
Holy cow. So now they'll go for the field goal. Score is 7-all. This one's far enough, and it is good. So the field goal counts for 3 as Romine kicked it through. Thought they had a touchdown there, and that will end the first half of play, and it's not tied anymore as Sapulpa has taken a 3-point lead at 10-7 over Broken Arrow. What a high school game we got going here, Steve. The second half coming up, and this will be a fun one. 10-7 the score.
All around the world, York Heating and Air Conditioning is called on to provide comfort for the biggest and most important buildings. For your most important building, now's the time to call your participating York dealer about a great deal on a reliable, high-efficiency York Diamond gas furnace and York Care 5-year parts and labor coverage, free.
Dynaservice for air conditioning, heating, and plumbing. Call 663-6200.
Sit back and get ready for your television to explode. It's Southeastern Conference football, and it's back for another high-flying, bone-crunching season. Don't miss a single minute as teams from the premier conference in the country battle for a trip to Atlanta. Who will emerge as champion? Will it be Tennessee or Florida? How about Alabama or Auburn? It's a toss-up, but you can catch all of the action right here, Saturdays beginning September 7th.
Right here on TV 47, Cable Channel 7.
Summertime is picnic time. Time for bumbled burgers, sloppy sandwiches, and dripping dogs. The next time you want to take on a meal in the great outdoors without the hassle and the mess, pick up the anniversary special from Rex. You'll get chicken for 4, 3 large sides, and honey bread, all for just $12.99. No cooking, no mess, and no stress. And with just one bite of that great Rex chicken, honey bread, and all the fixins, baby, you'll know. This ain't no nugget. It's a honey of a meal. Rex.
Sapulpa. It is halftime, and the Chieftains are on top by a score of 10-7. And we've had a lot of great football. With me right now is Mark Rogers of the Oklahoma Pigskin Preview. And Mark, you guys have been traveling the state looking at a lot of high school action. It's good to get the high school season off the ground, isn't it?
Oh, you bet. Had a scrimmage last week over at Tulsa Union. A lot of great action there, but finally Friday night kickoff is here tonight here at Sapulpa.
Well, we've got a great one with Sapulpa on top. J.R. Romine has just been sensational, really. A nice pass plays and has been doing a great job of running the football.
That's right. Coming into the game tonight, Jeremy Tolles is probably the more ballyhooed of the two quarterbacks, but J.R. Romine has really taken over tonight, run the option very well. He's been elusive and taken his team down the field, and Sapulpa has the lead, so I'm a little bit surprised by that.
Are you surprised at all, as I'm surprised by the fact that really the Broken Arrow offensive line, that is so much bigger than the Sapulpa defensive front, really hasn't done much to control the line of scrimmage?
Well, I'm a little bit surprised by Broken Arrow. Last week at the scrimmage, they had a hard time moving the football against Enid, and tonight here they haven't had much success against the Chieftains. So they were one of the teams that I thought would contend for the district championship in 6A3, and they really haven't got it going yet. But I know that Coach Jones is an excellent coach at Broken Arrow, and they'll have things going by the end of the year.
Now, a lot of people really expected Broken Arrow to shine tonight, as you mentioned, with their quarterback. A lot of people predicting Broken Arrow would win. You were one of the few people in your publication that said you thought Sapulpa might pull it off tonight.
That was kind of our upset special, so to say. We thought Sapulpa would win 24-20, so I'm really looking forward to the second half because it was a great first half, close all the way, and I think it's going to be that way throughout.
It really was close, a lot of big plays. You have talked about a lot of teams. When we come back from the next break, we'll talk to you a little bit about the rest of the state and what you think might be shaping up in the Class 6A. We got a lot of great football and a lot of great halftime left. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Howdy, what a guy here. You know, whoever coined the phrase, everything's bigger in Texas, must have been eating a Whataburger. Whataburger, a homegrown taste of Texas. You know, they say heat lamps are bad for your skin. Well, they're not good for burgers either. Ugh. That's why Whataburgers are made to order, fresh and delicious. Eye-opening, isn't it?
Great shot, Alex. As a coach and player, most of my life, I've learned over the years that the best treatment for aches and pains is chiropractic. But it's not just for athletes. Everyone can benefit. It's safe, all natural, and gets results. I personally recommend to my players and friends the doctors at Life Chiropractic. They're true professionals. So when you're in pain, call my good friends at Life and let them get you back in the game.
With Mark Rogers here at halftime. Mark is the editor of the Oklahoma Pigskin Preview. And Mark, tell us a little bit about the magazine. We've talked about the game. What do you guys do at the magazine?
Sure, this is our second year, and we are a high school football annual. We cover all the teams in the state, all the way from Class 6A down to Class C. And so we really look to get the most comprehensive football coverage that you can find in Oklahoma. We also cover the Sooners and the Cowboys and Golden Hurricanes, as well as all the NAIA schools. So if you're looking to find out information from anybody from pitcher all the way up to Broken Arrow and Jinx, you can find it in the Oklahoma Pigskin Preview.
Well, we talked a lot about the great as we hear the Sapulpa band behind us, all 300 plus of them. There's a lot of great athletes on the field today. Who is the Class 6A in your opinion right now?
Well, in the Tulsa area, we're going to talk about a few guys. Corey Callens at Jinx, outstanding linebacker, major college prospect, one of my top 5 players in the state. You also have to mention Rocky Bright at defensive tackle at Tulsa, Washington. I think he's also a national blue chip recruit that will sign wherever he would like. Ryan Humphrey, the excellent two-sport star from Booker T, is another sensational player. And the quarterback from Broken Arrow, Jeremy Tolles, is a great athlete, very elusive, and is multi-talented at the quarterback position, can do a lot of things, throwing the ball as well as running. So in the Oklahoma City area, I think you've got to look at Devane Robinson, a lineman out of Midwest City. His brother is a starter for the University of Tennessee, as well as Eric Gooden, a running back, will step in for Vernon Maxwell, who departed last year and now is playing with the San Diego Padres.
Can anybody beat the Midwest City Bombers to claim the 6A crown this year?
I think maybe it's possible. I think Jinx has the talent capable to do it. They've got 9 returning starters on defense. They look like a collegiate football team when they take the field. They've got all the size and the athletes to do it. Their main concern will be on offense this year. They have to replace Brian Presley, who was such a good quarterback last year that's gone to Arkansas. But I think that Jinx, with a great effort, could maybe stun Midwest City.
Now, we've just got a couple more moments here at the halftime show, but ask about next week's game. We've got here on TV 47 Union taking on Fort Smith Northside, a great cross-state rivalry or interstate rivalry with Union from Tulsa and Fort Smith from Arkansas. They both play each other great. How does Fort Smith Northside look coming in?
One thing, you can expect a lot of offense. There'll be more points put on the board than here tonight. Great offensive teams. Fort Smith Northside is state runner-up last year in Arkansas, and they're always very competitive. The Grizzlies have a good squad, but I think Union can handle them. I really like the team that Bill Blankenship has. He's a great coach. I mean, that system that he runs, it takes a lot of ability on the coaching staff to tell those kids what to do, and the way they run it with such perfection is really something to behold. But Sherrod Petit, the quarterback at Union, is a very good player, and I think Union will take Fort Smith Northside, and I like that because I like to see the best of Oklahoma, beat the best in Arkansas and Texas.
They've done it before. Thanks a lot, Mark Rogers. Appreciate it with Oklahoma Pigskin Preview, a great publication. You need to get it if you want to know the very latest about all the high school as well as some college sports. We are at halftime. It is Sapulpa. The Chieftains on top by 3, 10-7. We'll be back with the second half kickoff after this. Stay with us.
All around the world, York Heating and Air Conditioning is called on to provide comfort for the biggest and most important buildings. For your most important building, now's the time to call your participating York dealer about a great deal on a reliable, high-efficiency York Diamond gas furnace and York Care 5-year parts and labor coverage, free.
Dynaservice for air conditioning, heating, and plumbing. Call 663-6200.
Sit back and get ready for your television to explode. It's Southeastern Conference football, and it's back for another high-flying, bone-crunching season. Don't miss a single minute as teams from the premier conference in the country battle for a trip to Atlanta. Who will emerge as champion? Will it be Tennessee or Florida? How about Alabama or Auburn? It's a toss-up, but you can catch all of the action right here, Saturdays beginning September 7th.
Right here on TV 47, Cable Channel 7.
They put on a show here at halftime, and of course that's part of the thrill of high school sports is the performances by all the supporting casts. and the band from both these teams puts on quite a show. We're about ready for the second half. 10-7 the score. Sapulpa up by 3, and if the second half continues like the first, this one will go to the wire, and that'll be a lot of fun to watch, Steve.
Look, pretty evenly matched first half. A lot of action. Got 17 total points up on the board, and pretty evenly on the statistics, although Sapulpa leads total yards 204 to Broken Arrow's 136. Rushes for Sapulpa 16 for 121 yards. Romine 5 of 10 for 83 yards, and on the Broken Arrow side 20 rushes for 86 yards. Tolles 6 of 8 for 50 yards. And that's the way it happened here in the first half.
The marvel of the sidelines is pacing again, and here we go. The officiating crew, well, we've read them before. Dave Thomas, Chan Bowers, Carol Brooks, Terry Rivas, and Steve Smith. They did a great job in the first half, even threw us a sign or two that, well, Steve August didn't even know what that signal was. I got to rub it in. We had an equipment not properly being used call in the first half. Here's the kickoff. We are underway. The second half from Sapulpa, and the Speed Merchant from Sapulpa receives it in the end zone. There'll be no run back. Corey Williams downs it, and Sapulpa will take over at their own 20 with the first possession of the second half.
Well, they got a little momentum coming into this here. They kicked the field goal right before the half to take the lead, see if they can continue with that offensive effort they had to close out the first half.
J.R. Romine has been the key, and he brings his charges up to the line and sends Corey Williams where he's most happy, way out there. Romine calling the shots. Man in motion is Bazanson. And a quick hitter up the middle for about 7. That's number 8 is Rocky Smith.
Well, you know, we've seen good spurts of great offensive surge, good control line of scrimmage by both these ball clubs, and that time nice hole up the middle for Rocky Smith to run through, and picked up about 8 yards.
Smith did not carry the ball many times in the first half. Tighter formation this time. 2 players in motion. Second down, 2 yards to go. Romine with the snap to Smith and gained, well, maybe just back to the line of scrimmage. Rocky Smith didn't gain much that time.
Looked like number 42 for Broken Arrow comes in to make the play. That's Dustin Fletcher, linebacker. Able to hold him to about maybe 1 yard gain. It's going to be about 3rd and 1.
See if they can convert on the 3rd down play here. Williams wide right, up the middle for the first down. That's what you expected, and extra effort there adds up to a total of about 6 yards gained.
Great second effort there.
Yeah.
And good surge by the offensive line to be able to pick up that 1 yard they needed for the first down. Picked up about 4 yards on
Robbie French, I believe, on the carry. First down and 10. Both teams have been able to move the ball, and when you have the caliber of athletes, high school athletes that we have on the field here tonight, and offenses that can move the ball like this, it makes for exciting football. Williams wide right. Long count. Over left tackle. Gain of about 3 for Rocky Smith. Rocky's a junior. Stands in about 5'11", 180.
Well, it looked like the Broken Arrow had some guys, some of their outside linebacker defensive end looked like they penetrated. We're in the backfield, you can see here, but number 8, Rocky Smith, able to avoid taking the loss and picks up about 3 yards on that play.
Williams might as well just stay out there, and they can send him sign language. Williams is way out right again. Second down and 7. Romine with the snap. Quick hitter up the middle. And a gain of about 6 yards for Justin Ross. Justin's a junior, playing fullback, 5'10", 185-pounder. Ross on the carry.
Looks like a little bit of cross block action there. Could have been a trap. And those things open up real quick. They give it to the up back. Good blocking by the offensive line for Sapulpa, and they're controlling that line of scrimmage here.
3rd down and 2.
Isn't that your cousin there? The gold hair?
No. Here we go, and another good gainer. Rocky Smith, another first down, picks up 8 yards on the play, and Sapulpa continues to move the football.
Good job by Coach Marvel and his staff mixing it up. That time they go with the pitch outside. You can see the end of the run there. Good job, number 8, Rocky Smith, the junior, 5'11", 180.
Corey Williams, their wide receiver, is flanked way left or way right on every play, and they haven't gone to him yet this half, and you got to think they're setting him up. Right side, another good gain, nearly a first down. Gain of 9 for Corey Williams. Rocky Smith. Rocky Smith over the right side.
And that's the old power sweep. We got both guards pulling, leading outside on a pitch play, and good. Another time, once again, Alan, good blocking by that offensive line to give Rocky Smith some room to run.
So far, wouldn't you say that in this game, the Sapulpa offensive line has kind of stolen the show?
Well, right now the score shows that, and they're moving in for another score here.
2nd down and 2. In motion is Bozanson.
Rocky Smith on the carry.
Well, there's another first down. Rocky Smith with about a gain of 5. It'll be another 1st and 10 for Sapulpa. Smith is filling in for the injured Jason Broom, who Ron Marvel, the Sapulpa coach, wanted to talk a lot about Broom before the game. More in a minute.
See number 78 for Broken Arrow, Rene Torres, able to pull him down, but it did look like another good surge by that offensive line, although they did leave Torres there to tackle him for a short gain.
On Monday, number 1, Jason Broom, will rejoin the team at practice, and he's their stud house in the backfield, and he's not playing tonight. Injured, sprained ankle. Look at him run and churn it up. That offensive line is just flat beating Broken Arrow's front men at the line of scrimmage. Another big gain. This one's about 5 yards, and it brings up, or 4 yards rather, brings up a 2nd down and 6.
Joe Barnes, number 66, leading the way, and they're pulling around the center, blocking right up the middle. Kia Smith, 52, the center, doing a good job creating the hole right in the middle.
Williams, wide right. Ross, the blocker, pitch back to Smith, and Smith gets down to the 27-yard line. Near another first down, and I think he has it.
I'll tell you, the way that Sapulpa runs that ball and the way they move their linemen around there, number 66, Joe Barnes, has been getting more running time than the running backs here. You see a quick pitch, Joe Barnes, number 66, out in front, leading the way there. You see him putting a block on number 42 for Broken Arrow.
Steve, just look at the offensive mix of plays that Sapulpa has used, and consider that this is the first game of the season.
Well, you know, they started out with just option and traps inside. Now we're seeing some pitches and some power plays outside around the following both your guards around the corner.
In this drive, almost every play has been considered successful, 3 yards or more, I think. 1st and 10, 6 minutes, 48 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. In motion is Bozanson. Trying to get around the left side and holding that football loosely is Rocky Smith. Smith holds on to the ball and barely retains the line of scrimmage.
Well, if Smith would have read his block there, Corley Bozanson's blocking out on the corner support, and Rocky Smith tries to take it outside and just runs right into the defender.
Injured player. Broken Arrow has a defensive back, I believe, down on the play. 10 games will be covered this year on TV 47. Every Friday night, Steve and I will be out and about in the Tulsa area. They'll all be played back beginning at 10 o'clock, so a slight tape delay. And let's look at some of those. Pick out your highlights there. Next week, it's Northside at Union.
Well, I definitely like the Jenks-Muskogee matchup that we saw. We can see that's down there on October 11th. We got a taste of that. You know, both those teams in the Coca-Cola Classic, and Muskogee Broken Arrow be a good matchup. Owasso-Jenks always is tough. Just a whole lineup of great games this year on Channel 47.
The injured player is David Irvin. He's a 5'6" junior quarterback, and he's walking off under his own power. He'll probably be okay in a short matter of time. 6 minutes, 32 seconds to go. 3rd quarter, 2nd down and 9 for the Sapulpa Chieftains. They're on a drive that it would be considered textbook, I think.
Well, they sure have eaten up a lot of this 3rd quarter here. They're down to 6:25 and counting.
Williams, wide right. Ross, the up back. Romine fakes the pitch, looks for the pass over the middle, has his man, And it's intercepted. It was intercepted. As Bozanson went up for the ball with the defender, Bozanson did not come down with the ball.
Looked like number 4, was that Kevin Tolles that pulled it in?
Kevin Tolles.
Brother of Jeremy Tolles. Right here, let's look at it again. Sets up strong, nobody rushing him. A little bit inside, he needed to put the ball outside. And number 4, Kevin Tolles, comes up with the interception.
Tough way to end a great drive for Sapulpa, but hey, these two teams are pretty evenly matched, and we're going to see some great plays like that tonight. Nice drive up the middle as Broken Arrow says, hey, we can do that too, and that's their power runner. Number 30 is Adam Pierce. He's a junior, 175-pounder. He dragged a tackler or two for a few yards.
Pick up about 8 yards in that first down. That's good surge by the offensive line. It looks like when each team's had the ball here from the second quarter on, they've been controlling the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 2. Over the right side, and down for a loss goes number 3, Mark Bresnahan. Not a big loss, though.
When you run to the outside, you got that quickness of Sapulpa. The defense of Sapulpa shows there. The support comes up real quick, able to tackle the running back and keep him from getting that first down. It's a short one that they've got here on 3rd down.
I called it a loss, but actually his forward progress ended up in a 1-yard gain. 3rd down and less than a yard here in the 3rd quarter. And they stuff it right up the middle. I don't think he got the first down.
That was a great job by that interior defensive line of Sapulpa. And you think when you got a short yardage like that with the big hosses that Broken Arrow has, they can get that pretty easily, but looks like he lost almost half a yard on that play.
Sapulpa defense has held. The crowd gives them a standing ovation. It appears that Broken Arrow will punt with 4:44 to go, 3rd period, 4th and a long one. Waiting on the snap, a good one. Line drive kick. Zach Morrow. He went for it, and he's hauled down at the 47-yard line. Good quick return by Morrow. Sapulpa takes over in Broken Arrow territory, so as far as field position is concerned, Sapulpa gets a golden opportunity on this possession here early in the 3rd quarter. 10-7, Sapulpa leads.
1st down for the Chieftains on the 46-yard line.
And once again, Corey Williams, as he's done almost every play, is way out there, left and right. Ross, the up back. In motion is Bozanson. And up the middle goes Rocky Smith.
Smith on the carry.
Be sure and tune in to TV 47. Of course, that's cable channel 7. For our Southeastern Conference Game of the Week. Tomorrow's matchup, Southern Mississippi versus Alabama. That's tomorrow, 11:30 in the morning on TV 47, Cable Channel 7. All you Alabama and Southern Mississippi fans, it's your time on Cable Channel 7 tomorrow.
Roll Tide, roll.
2nd down and 8. Wide right is Williams. Fake up the middle. And that athlete, J.R. Romine on the right side sweep, he did a little interesting trick. He grabbed the pants of Rocky Smith as he had a tackler hanging on to him and used Rocky for some leverage to gain another yard.
And he sure had a big tackler following there, number 78, Rene Torres, 6'1", 245 right here. You can see he's got a hold of the britches. Looks like that's number 8, Rocky Smith, it looks like he's got.
Yeah.
That's using your head.
And your britches. 3rd down and 3 with 3:17 to go in the 3rd period. Romine with 1 in motion. And that should have been intercepted. That was just simply a bad pass, a mistake on the throw by Romine, and nearly intercepted by Broken Arrow. That's Maurice Wallace, a 6', 172-pound senior. He had a cakewalk to the end zone if he hangs on.
It's a quick out. You can see how flat he throws it there. He's got to get it up over the defender. I guess he just doesn't think that he's going to see a cornerback standing out there. A little bit of zone defense.
Well, and you know, most cornerbacks in high school aren't 6 foot tall either. Most of them are shorter and faster. Not necessarily faster. I'm not insinuating faster than Maurice. I'm just saying they're usually shorter. Romine calls time. May have been a mix-up on the play. It's 4th down. There's 3 yards to go. Now, we've got 3 minutes and 6 seconds to go here in the 3rd period. And to recap once again, our score 10-7. Sapulpa leads, and they have the ball. We want to give special thanks to our primary sponsor tonight, Whataburger. And I can put extra emotion into this because I eat there all the time. Open 24 hours. What you waiting for? Whataburger. Extra special thanks to Lori, Jennifer, and Alicia at the Sapulpa Whataburger. 1204 South Main in Sapulpa. It's good stuff. You'd probably eat 3 or 4 of those things. You know, if you attended tonight's game, you can take your ticket stub to Celebration Station and watch the rest of the game and enjoy a free soft drink and 10 free tokens at Celebration Station. I know this is tape delay. Game started on a tape delay basis at 10 o'clock, so I'm talking to you in real time. As you hear me now, you can take your ticket stub to Celebration Station, watch the rest of the game, and enjoy a free soft drink and 10 free tokens. 4th down, 3 yards to go, 3 minutes, 6 seconds on the clock. We're going for the long field goal.
Watch the fake.
You would think so, wouldn't you? J.R. Romine's back there. He's going to try it, and it's going to be short.
Well, that's surprising. He tried one earlier that was, what, maybe 10 yards shorter than that, and
he was also kicking in the wind.
Yeah, both times. That one almost hit about the goal line.
That's one of those wing and a prayer kicks.
Well, apparently he's shown that he can do it in practice, or Coach Marvel wouldn't have tried that distance. But that breeze might just be a little bit too much for him to overcome.
That was definitely a pro-caliber attempt. 3 minutes on the clock. Broken Arrow will take over at their own 20. And they're down by 3 points. Russell Green, wide left. 2-back set. Quick out to the right flat. Nice move, and that's what you're looking for on that play. Could go all the way, but not quite, as hauling down is Corley Bozanson makes the defensive play, and a great catch out there and run by Broken Arrow.
Looks like number 4, Kevin Tolles, the brother of Jeremy Tolles.
A little bit of athleticism in that family.
And he's got good speed to go with those hands.
1st down and 10 in Sapulpa territory at the 47-yard line. Tolles. He did not have, the option was taken away from him by the cornerback, and Tolles keeps once again, runs out of bounds at the 44, another big gainer and a 1st down.
But the key block on that play, number 30, Adam Pierce, does a great job to allow Tolles to get around the outside. If you look at it over here, watch Adam Pierce, number 30, lead blocker. He's not going to be getting the ball. What a block he puts on number 32 for Sapulpa. It allows Tolles to get around the outside.
Sapulpa has not changed their plan defensively. The cornerback is taking the pitch man out on every play if possible and making Tolles do the running. Up the middle for a couple of yards, Adam Pierce, a 5'7", 175-pound tough guy that likes to carry the ball. 2 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the 3rd period.
Generally in this offense, number 30, Adam Pierce, does not really get the ball too many times. He's usually used as a decoy, a blocking back, and most of the time Tolles and Bresnahan running the ball.
You know, I called Pierce a tough guy. Let me ask you, Steve, have you ever seen a blocking back that wasn't a tough guy?
They better be tough, and they're usually real smart guys, short and stocky, and just roll over the defenders.
Let's give him a compliment and say there's no question he has every bit as much brains as Braun. All right.
Only 5'7", 175-pound junior. Adam Pierce is doing a great job here.
3rd down and 4 yards to go. 2 receivers left, and Tolles is one of them. And Tolles, the brother at quarterback, juking and jiving on the right side, but not for much. He gained about 1, and that's going to bring up a big 4th down.
Well, I think that's the second time we've seen Tolles get down in there and try to do some extra juking and jiving. If he would have stayed right behind number 30, Adam Pierce, I believe he could have got that 1st down. Adam Pierce comes inside to lead, and Tolles tries to juke and go outside, well short of that 1st down.
Tolles does not run the ball like you might say a power back would.
No, he's looking for, the big play instead of trying to always get that 1st down.
One wide out. Tolles sweeps left. Changed direction, and he's got some room on the right side. He got a block. He's down to the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Broken Arrow! Broken Arrow reverses direction and scores.
Do you think he was thinking about doing that from the beginning? He did it so quick.
It looked like he was planning that.
And I'll tell you, he almost got tackled in the backfield by the backside defender, but he's so elusive and so quick, he made a couple moves out there to be able to score that touchdown.
I could see that one being in the playbook because he's so fast and moves so well. I could see that being a play you'd want to use twice, maybe twice a game. 13-10 the score goes, and Broken Arrow with the extra point, which is good, makes it 14-10. So Sapulpa now gets the opportunity to feel like,
look at this run here.
What it's like to be behind.
You can see he does a great job to get around number 62, the defender. And look at that great block by one of the receivers out there, number 7 for Broken Arrow, able to give him some extra daylight. That's Russell Green, the wide receiver. He's following Tolles into the end zone. And, you know, talking about Tolles earlier, that he wasn't following his blocker and could have maybe got that first down on the third down play. But in the same respect, when he does creative things like that, it allows him to make big plays. So he's always looking for the big play. He doesn't want to settle for just enough.
Yeah, we kind of insinuated or criticized him for not being a power runner. You might have taken that way earlier, but the point is, if he were a power runner, he wouldn't have made that score.
Yeah, he would have stayed with going to the same side they were running that option. He wouldn't have tried to reverse his field like he did. So
58 seconds in the third quarter. Broken Arrow has now taken the lead, 14-10. We promised you a good contest, and we'd like to compliment our staff of sports producers at 47 because so far they're definitely 1 for 1 in picking a good game to cover on our weekly TV 47 broadcast. Waiting on the kick, Nathan Burke, 6-foot junior with toe. Good kick. Received by the man they want to get the ball. Corey Williams heads up the middle. He's a speedster, and he's moving. And Williams is brought down at about the 30-yard line, so an excellent return. And Sapulpa has reasonably good field position, 70 yards from Paydirt as we near the end of the third quarter. First and 10, Sapulpa Chieftains. No one's leaving this game. The crowd, everyone's still here. The stands are packed. 3 receivers out to the right. 1 in motion now. Zach Morrow in motion. Romine on the rollout, and he is so tough there because he's always a big-time threat to run, and you see why. He picks up about 7. That'll bring up a second down and 3.
Another great block there by the lead back. That time was Justin Ross, number 32. Allows Romine to get out around the corner, pick up a nice gain. You know, you can't do it on your own. You've got to have that support, offensive line, receivers, and even your backs helping out blocking on these running plays.
Okay, we'll call it 2nd and 4. Wide right is Williams. Romine with the snap. Hands off over left tackle, and a 1st and 10 gained by Scooter Hamilton. He's a senior, running in there at fullback, and Hamilton picks up about 8 yards and a 1st and 10. 4 seconds left here in the third period.
Hamilton had 4 carries in the first half for 31 yards, and coming back here, that's his first big carry in this second half.
Okay, and that is the end of the third period of play. The score down on the field, 14-10, as Broken Arrow has come back and taken the lead by 4. We'll be back in just a moment from Sapulpa.
Order set and ship your knives now on the 20. Can't sleep? Whataburger's open 24 hours.
Why didn't we think of that? You know, they say heat lamps are bad for your skin. Well, they're not good for burgers either. Ugh. That's why Whataburgers are made to order, fresh and delicious. Eye-opening, isn't it?
Great shot, Alex. As a coach and player, most of my life, I've learned over the years that the best treatment for aches and pains is chiropractic. But it's not just for athletes. Everyone can benefit. It's safe, all natural, and gets results. I personally recommend to my players and friends the doctors at Life Chiropractic. They're true professionals. So when you're in pain, call my good friends at Life and let them get you back in the game.
How long has it been since your last pole barn raising party? Well, it's been too long. John Harger and Sons Pole Building and Barn Company in Sand Springs can rustle up a pole building or barn in no time at all. Call them at area code 918-245-8064. John Harger and Sons Pole Building and Barn Company in Sand Springs.
Step aside, Einstein, for Cody Lambert.
I got stuff up here so secret I won't even tell myself.
He's a genius who knows how to have fun.
There is a certain logic to that.
On Step by Step.
Weeknights at 6 on TV 47 Tulsa, Cable Channel 7.
Hey, now you want to be cool?
Wow. You gotta watch out for Vanessa. Whoa, we have a good time. That's hanging with Mr. Cooper.
All week long.
Just watch it.
Coming this fall.
With the ball on their own 45, driving against a talented Broken Arrow team that has the lead at 14-10. The best of high school football coming to you tonight on TV 47. And, well, back to the line of scrimmage, and it took a lot of effort to get there for Corey Williams, as he did make it back to the line of scrimmage, but just barely. That's Rocky Smith, rather, and he's nearly taken for a loss.
But that was an interesting play. He had motion from Eric Hall, the wide receiver. He's motioning into where they're pitching the ball. He's bringing the defenders over there. Don't know if he really was supposed to be going that way. We can see right here.
It looked like he might have been a detriment to the play, huh?
Well, there just wasn't any room to run out there.
Two receivers left, one right. Here we go with the 2nd and 10. Romine sweep left, and he's going to gain some more. Romine is so tough as a ball carrier, and he gains about 9. So, once again, J.R. Romine gains good yardage against Broken Arrow.
Well, he's the leading ball carrier in that first half. He had 5 carries, 65 yards. Here you can see him breaking a couple tackles.
Look at the athleticism there, Steve.
Picked up about 8 yards. Yeah, he is, both him and Tolles, probably two of the best athletes on the field here. And as they go, so goes their offense.
Well, there's a lot of high school coaches have that philosophy. I'm going to take my best athlete and put him at quarterback. It's not that uncommon. Up the middle, and another good gainer. Sapulpa just won't quit with their running game. Scooter Hamilton shows that he's a tough guy, too, and carries up the middle for another first down.
5'10" and 200 pounds, Scooter Hamilton is not a small man, small young man. And he had great blocking by that offensive line. Once again, gives him a little daylight, and you give him some daylight, and he's going to be hard to stop in his tracks.
1st and 10 for the Sapulpa Chieftains. Wide right is Travis Spurlock, along with Corley Bozanson. Wide left is Hall. Long count. Romine, sweep right, and there he goes again! Romine could go all the way! He fumbles at the 12! And there's a scramble for the ball. Who's got it? It's either Romine or someone from Broken Arrow. Romine recovered his own fumble.
Quite fortunate on that play. He was down there by himself with about 3 defenders around him. It looked like the ball bounced right back to him. But just another great run. Cuts back against the grain as they have just straight ahead blocking by that offensive line. We'll look at it here in replay. You see he's coming outside. They got it shut out outside. Over pursuit by Broken Arrow. Good eye for Romine to see there's room in the backside, and that ball comes right back to him. As you can see, it hits the ground.
2 wideouts. In the slot is Corley Bozanson. Up the middle, Sapulpa goes only 2 or 3 yards on that particular play.
When you get hot down here in the red zone, as they call it, those yardage up the middle are a lot tougher to get. Defense a lot tighter, less room for them to cover. And just straight ahead blocking sometimes is not going to really produce very many yards.
I'll bet you sometime in one of the next 2 plays, I'll bet that we see Romine on the rollout.
Well, you're really going out on a limb saying that, Alan.
Yes, I am, aren't I? 9:17 left in the game. Up the middle. And a gain of about 3 by Scooter Hamilton. He is a horse.
And I guess this next play will be Romine's.
Yes, it'll be a Romine rollout. And he's going to the right.
Well, third and, what are we going to have, about
third
4?
7.
Well, now they're inside. Third and 5.
3 or 4, yeah. 3rd and 3, okay.
That's a long 3 as it's on the 5-yard line. Well, it's on the 5-yard line, so we got about 3 at third. Well, it's 3rd and 3 because they can get a first down before they score. Rollout probably is the best play.
Wide right is Eric Hall. Romine up under center. Man in motion. Romine does not roll out. Instead, he comes up with a better idea. That's why I'm not the coach. And Rocky Smith has a touchdown. Smith scores. And Sapulpa will take the lead. And if they get the extra point, it'll be a 3-point lead.
And Rocky Smith, give all your offensive linemen a pat on the back there. Watch this replay. Look at the drive blocking by that offensive line. There's really nobody in the hole. He's able to squeeze through there. Almost someone gets him from behind, but a wide hole, Alan, maybe you could even run through that one?
Well, I don't know, but I do think that Rick Jones went to the same school of prognostication that I did, because I don't think they expected that play.
Kick is good.
And that'll make it 17-14. And once again, it's back and forth and back and forth. High school football does not get any better than this. On TV 47, thanks for joining us. This is fun.
Sure is. This is the way you like to call them. You don't have to worry about what you're going to say next and be offending the team that's getting killed.
I don't have to concentrate on picking on you, and I've got lots of action.
That's right.
To talk
Well, I'm glad that that's the case here tonight.
Okay, here we go with a Sapulpa kickoff.
Now, can Broken Arrow come back and answer?
Well, so far it's just been that way.
It's been a little bit of seesaw.
Yeah.
10-7 at half. Since then, we've scored another 11 points. And we're just 8 minutes away from the end of the game, 8.5.
I see Rocky Smith sitting on the bench over here. He's got a lot of running in tonight. For Sapulpa, catching a blow. Back deep for Broken Arrow. Let's see who else back there. Nathan Burke is there. And also Mark Bresnahan, as you would expect. He's back on all the returns, punt and kicks.
Bresnahan, Burke, and Burke's the man that handles all the punting, kicking for Broken Arrow. He's one of the deep men back there receiving for Broken Arrow.
That onside kick we saw earlier in the game is one of the best I have ever seen, because it was so hard to pick up. They didn't give it away. At the 4-yard line, and here come the Tigers. Out to the 22, and Nathan Burke is down there, where Broken Arrow will take over with a possession of 1st and 10 and the opportunity to come from behind with 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. Broken Arrow is down 17-14.
And a lot of time left in this game. Looks like we've got a player down, a Broken Arrow player down on the field. We've been pretty fortunate not to have very many injuries here tonight.
Oh, you always want that, especially in high school.
Yeah, we might have to wait and see if Jeff can find out what kind of injury once they bring the Broken Arrow player to the sideline.
Big change for Sapulpa on their team next week, as Jason Broom will be back out, and Ron Marvel says he misses him. He says that Jason Broom is someone that really will contribute in a major way to their program, and that's got to be scary for some other teams, because Sapulpa already looks pretty solid.
Well, you know, with Scooter Hamilton and Rocky Smith and Romine really carrying the load here, they've had a great game rushing the ball. In that first half, they had 121 yards on the ground, and that probably doubled that effort at least in the second half.
Kevin Tolles, wide right. He's the only wide out with a 1st and 10. The beginning of a new possession for Broken Arrow. His brother, sweep left, the juke and jive it. There he goes again. Pitch back. Will he go all the way? Nice pitch back to, it's either French or Ross. Let's catch a number. Who was that, 30 or 32?
Couldn't tell, but he sure did wait very late to pitch that ball.
It was almost a forward lateral, but it was successful. A big, big gain all the way down to the 43-yard line, where it's another 1st and 10. Okay, Nathan Burke, wide right. Broken Arrow does not typically use as many wideouts in their offense as Sapulpa does. And around the left side for another 5 yards. Seems like every time he catches the ball, 5 yards for Tolles. Jeremy Tolles.
Well, both these offenses are racking up quite a few yards, although the scoring hasn't been that high, 17-14 here in the latter stages of the 4th quarter. But they seem to be almost unstoppable, especially the quarterbacks moving up and down the field. Official timeout. One of the players from Sapulpa has a little equipment problem.
And you can get a penalty for not using your equipment properly, as we found out in the first half. Green split right. 7:23 left in the game. Broken Arrow driving. 2nd down and 6. There's the snap. Tolles fakes up the middle. There's the pitch that we haven't seen too many times in this game, and it looks to be good for a 1st down. Is going around the right side is Mark Bresnahan.
And we do have a holding call on the offense. Referee Dave Thomas signals that, and that'll bring it back.
Scratch that 1st down.
That's one of the things that really can, you know, stop and kill one of these drives is you get those big penalties, and when you get a holding penalty, they'll move it back quite a few yards here.
Is this the big one? 15?
10-yard penalty.
10.
And although it's only 2nd down, they're going to have to go about 13 yards to get the 1st down. But that could be a drive killer. You know, it sort of stops your momentum.
But as well as they move the ball, you know, they've got a reasonably good chance of getting down to the 1st down yardage. 2nd and 13. Tolles fakes the pass. He's looking deep. And it's intercepted. Sapulpa with the big-time interception. Number 20 for Sapulpa is Ryan Presnell. He's a sophomore.
Just, I think, a mental mistake by Jeremy Tolles to throw that ball up there. Right here, he gives the fake, and then the receiver's not open. He tries to run it. He thinks he gets open, but you can see the defender is there the whole way. Just not a wise choice by Jeremy Tolles. Turns the ball over.
The only chance Tolles had was to throw the ball longer and maybe let his receiver run under it, as he had about half a step. But
well, the first time he gives the pump fake, and if your receiver's not open, then you don't throw it. He looked to run it and then steps back and throws it again, but the receiver, the defender's with him the whole way.
Sapulpa has the lead. They have the ball. They've got it all going their way with 6:57 to go in the 4th quarter. Can that front line of Broken Arrow hold on? Up the middle for about 3. 2nd down 7 coming up.
Well, what might happen here is Sapulpa might get a little bit more conservative in their play calling. That time a short gain of looks like maybe 3-4 yards. And they want to be able to eat up this clock here. You need to get a 1st down.
They do want to do that, but I would venture to say that the lack of conservative play calling has been a benefit.
Sure. Well, they need to keep that offense open wide and give it to let Romine keep it around the end.
Way out right, as usual, was Williams. And up the middle goes Smith for a gain of 5 or 6. Close to a 1st down.
When your offensive line is executing and blocking well, I guess you can run it anywhere you want. Right now, they've got some good blocking by the front line of Sapulpa.
Both offensive lines on both teams have performed well tonight, but I'll tell you what, I really got to hand it to Sapulpa. They've been very consistent, and they are just blowing Broken Arrow off the ball on a regular basis. We're going to measure.
Offensively, Broken Arrow doing a good job, but they've had some mistakes, you know, interceptions, penalties to keep them from having some momentum and putting more points up on the board. And it's going to come down to the end. Who makes the least amount of mistakes?
By a couple of inches. It's a 1st and 10 for the Sapulpa Chieftains on their home field, and TV 47 watching as they lead 17-14. There's 6:07 left in the game. Now coming into tonight, Pretty much of a toss-up as far as the prognostication goes, who's supposed to win. Last year, Ron Marvel's team was 7-4. Broken Arrow was 9-3. Both of them have several returning players. Both of them have extremely good quarterbacks. And like we've said numerous times, it's been back and forth and back and forth. Sapulpa has the edge at the moment. J.R. Romine with a man in motion, fakes the handoff, and he changed direction. Let's see if he can do something with this. Beautiful block out there that springs Romine for about a 17-yard gain. What a play.
Number 9, Corey Williams comes out. He's out releasing downfield, sees his quarterback Romine scrambling to the backside, and one of the defenders did not see number 9, Corey Williams coming. You see right here, he slips the tackle, number 78 from Broken Arrow, almost has him in the backfield. Romine showing good speed, and watch right there. Oh, number 9.
Got nailed by Williams.
Corey Williams. Hello, wake up. That's one of those blindsiders, you know, as a defender, coach always says, keep your head on a swivel. Slobber knocker on that one.
Williams way out right. 1st and 10, 5:36 left to go in the game. 47-yard line sets the ball. Bozanson in motion. Up the middle with the tough guy, and he won't mind if I call him that. Scooter Hamilton, their 200-pound fullback.
Sapulpa definitely executing the second half, and some big plays by Romine, the quarterback, to be able to get them out of a few little holes that they've been in. When you got a guy like that, and on the other side of the ball you got Tolles, people that can make big plays and turn something in out of nothing, you've got to be happy when you got people like that on your side.
2nd down, 8. Once again in motion, Bozanson. Smith.
On the carry.
Not much, only got a couple.
Another 3rd down play here. And to keep this drive alive, Sapulpa is going to have to get that 1st down. They got 4 minutes left. There's still a lot of time for Broken Arrow to come back and score. They're just down by 3 points.
This game at the moment has the setup of a dramatic finish. Should Broken Arrow's defense hold, they'll have another possession and the opportunity to tie or win the game. However, at the moment, Sapulpa looking very good. Big play here. 3rd and 4. Critical play at the 47-yard line of Broken Arrow. Wide right goes the man for Sapulpa, and he's tackled for a loss of 1. Romine goes down with a loss, brings up a 4th down. Broken Arrow will appear to get the punt coming their way with just under 4 minutes left in the game.
Well, they have Sapulpa lines up all their most of their guys to the left side here, and they try to go back to the weak side. Number 42, Dustin Fletcher, is not fooled. He gets upfield, keeps containment, able to bring Romine down.
Quick punt. They didn't give Broken Arrow a chance to set up very much. Going for the sideline, the coffin corner, and they found the coffin and closed the door down at the 4. So Broken Arrow has 96 yards to go, 3 minutes, 36 seconds to do it. They're down by 3, and what a classic finish of a great high school football game on TV 47.
Well, Tolles is the man that can do it. He's just got to keep his head. Don't do anything crazy. Last time he stalled the drive throwing up a pass that he shouldn't have thrown up for an interception. Right now they've got a lot of time left. They can run the ball and not have to really throw it to get this touchdown.
Kevin Tolles wide right. Jeremy Tolles up under center. Colin the shots from his own 4. Fakes up the middle. Tolles with the pitch back. Fumble! And I think Sapulpa got the ball. They did. Sapulpa recovers at the 9-yard line. That's the game breaker, or very well could be, as Sapulpa recovers deep in Broken Arrow territory at the 9. Critical mistake for Broken Arrow. If Sapulpa can score, that could be the ball game.
Well, Tolles here is coming outside. He's setting up the pitch. This time they don't go take the pitch man out. Number 3, Bresnahan, looks like he takes his eye off the ball looking upfield before he pulls it in. Couldn't really tell if it was looked like it was a pretty good pitch to him, and it appeared that he was starting to look downfield before he pulled the ball in.
Oh, the home crowd here tonight in Sapulpa is enjoying this one. We still have a packed house. Nobody's left this ball game.
Well, a few critical mistakes here at the end by Broken Arrow pretty much put them out of the game here.
1st and 10 for Sapulpa. 9.5 yards from the game-winning touchdown. Smith, big run up the middle down to the 1. Rocky Smith. And remember, he scored that last touchdown up the middle. Takes it all the way down to the 1-yard line where it's 2nd and goal.
You know, when you're getting yards up the middle down here in the 10-yard line area, you know your offensive line's doing a great job. And John Moody, Danny Wheaton, Kia Smith, Joe Barnes, that whole offensive line out there. I don't want to leave any of them out. Travis Bolden.
I'm amazed at the room that Rocky Smith has found right up the middle. 2nd and 1. Close to the line, but not quite there was Scooter Hamilton. Bring up a huge 3rd down play.
Well, really, you know, a field goal here would keep them ahead, you know, out of range by field goal, but you really want to get a score out of this because Broken Arrow's still in the game. With a touchdown, they could win it.
You would think that a touchdown here would ice the game. And my hunch is they're going to go for that.
Well, and what play would you run? You know, we've been calling the rollouts, but they've been having good surge up front. That last play they did.
You're right. The safe call probably is just right up the middle. 3rd and less than a yard. Not quite. He didn't make it. Rocky Smith did not get over. It's a 4th and a foot.
Well, you can see he tried to jump over the pile. Looked like he either jumped too soon or really never did get off the ground that much.
Now they run the rollout.
Well, they're going to be on the 1-yard line.
Timeout has been called by Sapulpa, and the man with the plan, Ron Marvel, is out there, calm, cool, and collected as he always is. I get a kick at Coach Marvel and how much grass he wears out on the sideline. He's always thinking.
Last time we saw a 3rd and short out here at midfield, and they ran the rollout with Romine, number 42, Dustin Fletcher, able to keep containment on the far side. And you know that if they're going to do that here, that Broken Arrow will be ready to try to contain Romine on the outside.
Well, with a player like Romine, I mean, how can you not anticipate that? That's just got to be the obvious thing you would expect. And yet, at many times, Sapulpa has been successful up the middle. However, they've been
stuffed the last 2 plays up the middle, so you got to look somewhere else for it. And the rollout with the pass option is the perfect choice. Let 2 receivers usually drag going towards the sideline, 1 deep, 1 short. You got basically 3 options, 2 receivers in the run.
This could be the icing on the cake, or it could be that emotional huge boost that Broken Arrow needs to march the length of the field to score and win. 2 minutes, 2 seconds on the clock. 3-point lead for Sapulpa. They go over right tackle, and it's a touchdown. It will count as a TD for Scooter Hamilton. Hamilton finds room over the right side, and that's probably the icing on this one.
And those linemen, you could see they're happy about that. 72, 77, Moody, Wheaton. And you can see the surge there on the right side.
He had to look for the hole.
Well, he had to spin off to get in there because he was hit short of the goal line, had to spin. Great job by the offensive line and the running back.
Kick is no good, but it really doesn't make much difference at this point in the game, or it certainly shouldn't with a minute 57 left to score 23-14. So a 9-point lead for Sapulpa. They're tossing those helmets, and they're thinking they've got this one to put in the record book.
Well, I know that Coach Marvel's got to be really pleased with this effort of his team tonight. You know, talking to him before the game, I got the feeling that he didn't really seem to think real confident that they were going to win the game. He was concerned. Well, concerned when your great running back Jason Broom is not eligible to play. Right. He's not available to play, and then losing some of the players they lost from last year. Steve Williams, the great offensive defensive lineman, goes on to OU, but he was a stalwart in their line both ways last year. You lose him, and then also Tony Peters went on to McLean High School with his father, who went over there to be the head coach. So there was a little question mark in his mind as to how some of his players were going to perform.
Oh, I agree. We had long talks with Ron Marvel and Rick Jones before the game. Not real long, but we got to talk a while and kind of talked about their teams. And I kind of detected with Coach Marvel a sense of really not not being real comfortable with this one.
Well, and he knew the strength of Broken Arrow. You know, they've got a great team, and even on the other side, Rick Jones, Coach Jones, really not showing any exuberant confidence that his team was going to win. He respected Sapulpa and the players they had.
Right up the middle, and a nice catch. The ball's down on the 45. They didn't want to chance the big run back, so they tried to hit the bullet down the middle, and sometimes that'll bounce off a linesman's shoulder pads and come back at you. Not that time. Nice play by Broken Arrow there.
It looked like the player that did catch that was not a lineman up front.
I didn't catch his number. It obviously happened.
I think it
so
was
fast.
number 36. Trying to find who that might be.
So Broken Arrow needs magic here. 1:56 left in the game. They're down by 9. Tolles looks for the pass, and he's going to be sacked for a loss. And the Sapulpa fans are cheering as loud as they can.
That's one of the big defensive linemen for Sapulpa, Scott Tyler, 6 foot 190 defensive tackle.
Second down. Tolles out in the flat. Has his man, but not a lot there. Gain of about 5.
Penalty on the play. Looks like holding on the offense. Referee Dave Thomas making the call.
That'll negate that call, and Broken Arrow is in trouble.
Put him back 10 yards from that point.
23-14 the score. Once again, to recap the point that this is our first Friday night game, our first of 10 scheduled, and there's likely to be postseason in there as well. We want to thank all our fine sponsors, and more than that, we want to thank all you fine fans for tuning in and catching some of the best high school football in the United States. I mean, we've got it here in Oklahoma, and these are two teams providing you the fun and excitement here tonight from Sapulpa. Second down and a long way. Tolles straight back. Looking to air it out. Got his man, but not even back to the original line of scrimmage. Gain of about 10, but there's still another 10 yards to go just to get back to the line of scrimmage. There's only a minute left on the clock and 9 points to make up for Broken Arrow. Yes, they've got problems.
Tolles just dropping back and trying to throw it out there.
Another completion, another gainer, but out of bounds to stop the clock, and it still leaves about 5 yards for the first down.
He was forced out of bounds by number 30.
Fourth down coming up. 4th and 5. Or 4. 4th and 4.5.
4th and 4.
3 wideouts. The big play. If Sapulpa holds here, it'll be the ball game. Well, they got a first down.
Get out of bounds.
Did not get out of bounds, I don't think. Making the reception out there was Nathan Burke. He's had his hand in a lot of action for Broken Arrow tonight. 38 seconds on the clock. 23-14.
Just a little roll out there. Receivers standing wide open. Defenders are playing back, not giving up any big plays. Trying to get out of bounds, but he couldn't make it.
Tolles looking for the long one. There's the pressure, and he just throws it out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and 10 and a half minute on the clock.
Well, it's going to be tough to win this one. They've got to score, get the ball back, and score again. So 30 seconds left. I'd say that Sapulpa has this one well under control.
I'd say about the only way that Broken Arrow could win is if they had what? Well, who would it take to win this game? I think it's just basically out of control. I was going to say something about you out there with somebody else.
I don't think I can do anything to help them win this game.